Hello everyone, welcome to another video. Today we'll be looking at Fighting Master, an elite passive skill that gives control immunity, and in my opinion is one of the best skill we have in the game, and also is one of the most versatile skill we have in the game as well. And you can put it on any immortals, frontline, backline, tanks, supports, or carries. Is gonna perform for you really well. This video is more likely for a newer player of the game, and a skill being an elite, people might overlook this skill, but in reality, this skill should have probably be legendary skill because of how good this skill is. You can use it from the early game season 1 to the conquest season at the late game, and it's still gonna perform for you as probably from the day one, right? And an example of the immortals for you is probably the hybrid team where you have Alex with the CC immunity passive from the artifact. You can use the skill on the front line for Hannibal, for example. So now you have two CC immunity immortals front line as an example, right? But as of skill wise, you have, for example, anger, energy mastery if you want to go that far, or if not, you want to go with adrenaline rush. And these three skills together, the elite skills will perform very well on a Genghis Khan if you want to main that. If you want to mage like a carry, you probably want to go with concentration, and then you probably want to have like a trigger skills like, for example, annihilation, spell disintegrator. But that's up to you what you choose, right? But I'm just trying to show you guys some ideas with the combo for fighting fighting master. And also if you want to go with like having fighting master on support, is a very good combo with assist as well. And also if you want to go with frontline in Charles, for example, you can have this next to an aura. And for example, if you are free to play player, you can go with Oaken Guard and Malice or Berserk aura. These kind of things that is possible made by Fighting Master. And if you probably want to run it for attackers, you can do that as well, but that is not like more common. You don't really need it, but yeah, most of the time you're gonna need for some specific immortals, and that we're gonna talk about right now. So here are some of the examples that I wanted to talk about with immortals part. I did mention a little bit earlier in this video about some immortals that would fit perfectly in, and the immortals you see on the screen right now is the high-end tier of immortals that you should be using in. You can definitely go with Loki, Apollo, Baldwin, Merlin, Kimiko, Empress Wu, right? All of them. Fighting Master will be very good for the carries, but you have the support, right? You have Fu Fei, you have King Emperor, you have Theodora. But in my opinion, if you want to use it on a support, I think with Theodora is a very good shout. Fu Fei also, that those two, in my opinion, is the most ideal. As a frontline tanks, I think the best one is probably the likes of Charles, Tokugawa, right? The one that can give you like a shielding or proccing like a skill that can be very good for your team, protecting your team. That is a very good skill to have there. Other than that, is more of what you prefer on your own. But in my opinion, if I were to put this skill on somewhere today, I would probably put it on a support because I have buffet, right? That's kind of like the thing. That's why I prefer it there. But if I were to have a buffet today, I would probably go with carries like El Himiko because she's the one I'm using right now. I would probably go with fighting master. I would probably go with anger or annihilations or spell disintegrator. These kind of skills depending on how like what kind of artifacts you have and stuff like that. Every situational is different. So, but you kind of get what my idea, right? And to be visually clear with you guys, I want to show you guys what I mean. So we go into the game and you see that my Ufei, the reason why I have it here with fighting master, right, is because I want her to proc her ultimate as much as possible without getting CC'd or anything like that at all, right? That is one of my kind of like idea that I want Ufei to do, and that's what I'm going for. Of course, you don't really need this because her ultimate is basically giving Immortal CC as well, but I just want her to get CC, so from the get-go, she won't be able to get disrupted and proc her ultimate as fast as possible. That's kind of like the idea behind it, but a lot of people are running Fighting Master on a carry as well. If you don't have, for example, one of these red skill or even corrosive power, right? You can probably use it here, and then you can boost concentrations, and you can use annihilations that I mentioned a little bit early in this video, because here, for example, if I were to remove one skill, I'd probably remove this skill, annihilations, because now I have these two to combo each other, right? And that is one of the things that you can play around with Fighting Master on your carries. So now let's talk about where to get the skill. And for you guys that doesn't know, the skill is free, and this is probably the best free skill you're gonna get in this game, and it will perform for you at any time, even at level 1, right? It's gonna perform for you, but level 10, a little bit damage reduction doesn't hurt. I think this is just really good. Keep in mind this damage got nerfed from a couple of months ago, but still it's gonna perform for you like as good as before. Also, in my opinion, if you're just started the game and you're growing fast, I think you should aim for this skill as soon as possible. You will not regret anything. Unlock this skill before anything else, and then use it right away. Even at level 1, the CC immunity gonna be huge different for your team. And yeah, that's pretty much it about fighting master video. I know this is not like the most or the newest skill that was released, but I just want to emphasize this for the newer players that just got into the game and see the matches, because I've seen and I've got some question about it, like what skill to use on the front line, and I've seen some people using this skill on the second team when it should have been using on their main team. That's kind of the thing that I was thinking about that, while making this video, and hopefully you guys have an idea right now what kind of like, how good this skill is, or how like for purple skill, right? How good it is just to be an elite skill. So yeah, thanks you guys for watching. I'm hoping you have had a nice weekend when watching this video when it came out, and hopefully if you have any questions, you have anything you want to ask, please leave me a comment, both in game or in the YouTube channel. Thanks you guys for watching. See you guys in the next video.